you got to tell these people where you come from, why you wanted this job, and how you got this job. Begin.
Well, first of all, oh my gosh, what a night. Thank you so much for being here. It is so remarkable to see so many elite athletes in this building and to be able to see so many of you. Special thanks to Billy and Alana. One of the main reasons why I'm here is if you interview once with Billie Jean and Alana, you kind of want to work for them. So that definitely was part of it. But for me, I've spent almost 30 years in the business of sports. Yep, I'm that old. And both on the collegiate side, the professional side, the corporate side, men's and women's. And I've seen a lot of moments and milestones, specifically in the business side of women's sports, and it's been my passion. And I've been frustrated throughout that journey. And I wanted to come take on another challenge where I can make an impact in something that's been very meaningful to me throughout my life, and I'm thrilled to be here.
Tell me about, tell that Sacramento Monarch story to everybody here. That kills me.
Yes. So it's one of those moments where I spent almost a decade in Sacramento. I was responsible for overseeing the Monarchs from a business perspective. For all of you who don't know that, they're one of the original WNBA teams. And
they were good.
And it was something that I was very proud of. Blood, sweat, and tears. We pushed a boulder up a hill. We had an amazing roster, back-to-back finals. We won a world championship. And then in 2009, in November, I got a phone call, and I was told I had to fold the team. And it was right around my birthday. It was incredibly gut-wrenching, and I had to call the players.
Why? Why'd they want you to fold the team?
Unfortunately, at that time, we didn't have a lot of expansion teams ready to go. We didn't have somebody, I see Val Ackerman right in front of me. It was a business decision, unfortunately, by our owners, and it was really tough.
That both sucks and blows.
I agree. But it's also motivation. Because now I see remarkable owners in women's sports, professional women's sports, sitting here tonight. Thank you. Thank you to Claire Wusai and Josai. Thank you to Michelle Kang. Thank you to Alexis. The transition and the momentum behind women's sports is real, and having owners like the three that are here tonight representing is significant for us.
So you're fighting for equity. This is going to be a long, hard fight. You know that. We all know that.
It is.
You're up for it?
I'm very. Can you tell I'm a little passionate about it?
Yes. So wait. So you started your job in March. What's been the most surprising part for you about this job?
I don't know if I've been surprised. I think I've been more refreshed. First of all, we have remarkable trustees. We have remarkable emeriti. We've got an awesome executive chair, Robin Harris. I want to give you a shout out. I think for me, understanding how much this organization has done in research and advocacy and really the fight and being the defenders of Title IX.
Wait, we
for
still have to
48
defend
years.
Title IX?
Unfortunately, yes. And the reality is, I think all of us have seen what's been happening in our society. I only think it's getting worse, and we can't rest and think that Title IX couldn't be next. So it's more important than ever before, and we have a sense of urgency. We have to make sure that Title IX lasts for a long time.
Amen, sister. What are the challenges ahead for the cause and for the foundation? What do you got to be doing?
Well, I think we have a lot of challenges, but I always look at those as opportunities. I like to say I wasn't an elite athlete. When I'm in this room, I'm just mesmerized. But I think we have challenges. I'm very concerned about the collegiate landscape right now and what that means to women's sports. Very concerned about the device.
Wait, hold on. What is the collegiate landscape?
So I know I have a lot of my old collegiate friends in here, but there's a lot going on in that area of our industry right now. And I like to remind people there's a lot of connective tissues to Title IX, and so this is my little journey, and I'll take you on it, and we'll talk a little bit about Team USA. But do you remember the 1996 team, Don Staley? I remember you on that team. The 99ers. Well, all of that started with girls and women having access to playing sports in high school, then in college. And let's not forget that we have the most well-respected feeding system to Team USA in our collegiate model. And it is revered across the world of how that model works for us. And then without that, you don't have a WNBA, you don't have an NWSL. So all of these things are really the fruits of watching 50 years come to life.
So in the last 50 years, like compare high school girls' sports to boys' sports.
So we have a lot to celebrate tonight, but one of the stats when I came and we launched our research report on 50 years of Title IX, and we're not done yet. So we've made huge strides, but this stat is a stat that drove me crazy. We are where the boys were in participation in high school in 1972. Girls do not have as many participation opportunities in high school as the boys do in 1972.
Oh, man. So this really is a human rights organization.
It is. And I think all of us care about, to me, sports has always been a platform. It's a marxism of society. It allows us to see when you have a diverse and equitable society, you make the world a better place. And women's sports has always been able to do that. And I want to make sure women have the place to play and all girls have the place to play forever.
Explain, Danette, how important it is if Title IX is threatened.
I think if you look around the room tonight and you saw how long that introduction was, are you mesmerized by the absolute amount of hardware that these individuals have? I am. But I think what's really important is I want to make sure there are plenty of women on the courts, on the fields. And for me, what's really personal, we need more in the boardroom. We need a lot more decision makers. And this isn't just about women. This is also about the remarkable male allies that have been supporting us, and I've had those male allies and role models throughout my entire career, and it's really important that we look at this together, and that's something that I'm hopeful to do while I'm here.
I sense a note of urgency in your voice. Is anybody else? I mean, what gets you fired up about this job, about this undertaking?
Do I not sound fired up?
Yeah, you do. I'm saying, I get it.
I think what gets me fired up is I've always believed that women's sports is a very smart business proposition. We're not a cause. We are something that is valuable for corporations to invest in. Women need a bigger piece of the pie. They need more media coverage. They need more sponsorship. And we need to be able to have those decision makers that understand how important we are. And sports is competitive. It just takes one best practice and another best practice. And I think we're finally at our tipping point. This isn't a fad anymore. Women's sports has momentum behind them because of all of the people that came before us, because Billy had the vision to create an organization to be the defenders of Title IX 48 years ago. I know when I was interviewing and I thought about what Billy was doing at that time. She was playing professional tennis. She started the WTA. And then she realized that we needed to have a defender for Title IX and an organization that's now been around for 48 years.
Yep.
I wanted to go work for her.
I'm so glad you're here. I'm very glad you took this job.
Thank you.
Very glad. All right. Those of you who came before Title IX and have tried hard to make it count, just either stand or raise your hand. People who have tried hard to make Title IX count. All right. We got a nice set of hands. All right. Very good. So, thank you. All right. So, please stand or raise your hand if you were personally affected and rewarded by Title IX. Anybody? Very nice. So please stand or raise your hand if you have got a loved one who you want to be affected by Title IX. All right, that's a nice, all right, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Please stand if you would like to see total compliance of Title IX before the next 50 years are over. All right. All right. I'm with you. Danette Leighton, everybody, our new CEO. Enjoy your meal.